What's up, folks? My name is Melvin, and welcome back to this amazing place that we call the internet. Now, I recently just read this article, and it was really not interesting, but the idea of it was interesting. They were essentially saying that Nintendo is going to have, or at least the Nintendo Switch is going to have a longer generation than what's normal. So what's normal is usually around 7 years. So we will be seeing a new console, at least a new announcement. Not soon, but relatively soon, we're going to see a new announcement of maybe a PlayStation 5 or Xbox 2. I still love that name. That name is funnier than the Xbox one, let me tell you. But yeah, so they're saying that the Switch is going to have a longer lifespan. Now, let's see the ways that I think this is true. The ways that I think this is true is that the Nintendo Switch right now is powerful enough to play almost any indie title that's out there right now. It's definitely more than capable. And indie games have been on the rise for the past years. Let me just look at some of the indie games that have come out. I'm just going to type in list of indie games so I can see what kind of games we can see. Okay, so we see Super Meat Boy, Stardew Valley, Braid, Bastion, Don't Starve, Spelunky, Cuphead, obviously, Binding of Isaac, Papers, Please, Undertale, Gone Home, Night of the Woods, Inside, Fez. All of these games are some of the best games ever. No, but that's some of the best games. I can't say that because I haven't played some of these games, but there's some really good games. Terraria, I've spent so many hours on that. I probably spent more hours in Terraria than Minecraft itself. That's how much time I've spent. Rhyme, all these things, Axum Verge, Enter the Gungeon. So we can see that indie games have been made for years and years and years and years and years and years, and years for a long time now, for a very long time, probably even before the Xbox 360 came out. We have been seeing indie games, and we just didn't know it yet. One of the most well-known indie games is Cave Story. I don't know when that came out, but I can look it up right now real quick. Cave Story release date. Let's see if it'll give me the right one. 2004. 2004 was when it was first released. So indie games have been going out for a long time, and Cave Story is still being sold on new consoles. I mean, it was just recently released on the Switch. So in terms of indie games, the Nintendo Switch will never seem old for indie games, and that's where I think Nintendo will strive. I can almost guarantee you that if I do buy a Switch, I'm probably going to save my money. Instead of buying like one AAA game, I'm probably just going to buy a bunch of indie games because it just makes more sense to just have that. And then maybe later on when I have more money, then get the big games. Maybe, I don't know if I'm going to get Mario. I honestly don't know if I'm going to get Mario and Zelda when I first get the console. I might just get a bunch of indie games and just play those games because, again, in some ways, they're just as good as the AAA games. So, in that way, yes, definitely. The Nintendo Switch can definitely exceed the next 10 years easily. The ways I don't see it is with AAA gaming. Oh, no. This is just how natural the generations work, as as you continue along, your games are going to seem old and they're going to seem outdated. And you're going to be asking yourself, why do I need this console? I need a new console. And the Wii felt like that for a very long time. The Wii U felt like that even shorter period of time. Like after having that console for a year, I was like, yeah, I want something new. I want something new. I don't want this anymore. I want something better. That's how it works. So in that way, the Nintendo Switch is not going to last a long time. It could barely run some of these new games that we have. I can't wait to see how it's going to run with Dark Souls because that's going to be very interesting. I would love to see Dark Souls 3 on the Switch because if Nintendo Switch can run Dark Souls 3 relatively well, then it's going to stand a pretty good time in this generation. But if games are just like Doom and Wolfenstein, I don't know how long Nintendo's going to last because games are getting made a lot better and a lot faster. So I really don't know. It's really a toss up. With that article, I can see what they're trying to get at, but it's way too soon to tell. It's way too soon. This year, we're going to tell. It's going to be easy to tell how long the Nintendo Switch is going to last. It's going to be easy to see the success because it's always, consoles are never released in the beginning of a year. They're always released either in the middle of the year, somewhere around the middle, or somewhere around the end. So we can never say the success of the console around that time. So we could have never said the success of the Switch during 2017. It's really 2018 we could see the success. Because yes, Nintendo Switch has sold millions of consoles. Yes, they're one of the fastest selling consoles of all time. But can they keep that up? Can they keep up that momentum? That is the real question. That is the real success right there. And we will see that in 2018. So just hold off on answering that question until 2018. Maybe at the end of 2018, I will give you an answer of how long I think the Switch is going to last based on 2018, because then I'll have a better idea. So I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you have an amazing time, whether on or off the internet.